So I wanted just to put a quote by one of the great engineers of all time, Nikola Tesla, and said that instinct is something that is important in science. It transcends knowledge. And I think that's a very interesting quote. But at the same time, there's a big difference between art, science, and alchemy. And you know, during many centuries, alchemists tried to change lead in gold. And that's not really science. And so this idea that I have a great feeling about that stuff, that's not really art, neither it is investing. It's really just being lazy. So if you want to be an artist in the investing world, well, you want to master that art. So you want to first choose an art that you really love. You want to study the masters of that art. And also it's important that as master paints, investor invests. So you want to be active in your art, and you want also to develop your own style, have an independent mind, and always strive for improvements. And I have this quote by Woody Allen, and he said that in order to be a jazz musician, you have to listen to jazz. And it's an act of love. You listen to music, not because you want to learn it, but because you enjoy it. And gradually, through kind of a system of osmosis, it learns into you. And that's, I think, any art that you want to learn, you have to go through it, through an act of love. And I have this quote by Jim Collins. He said that you can either follow a paint-by-number kit approach to life, or you can decide to want to create your own masterpiece. And in the investing world, if you want to be original, you have to accept that probably you'll be different from the others, and you'll probably have to be eccentric, rash, unconventional. And that's a quote by John Maynard Keynes. He wrote a book called The State of Long-Term Expectation in 1936. And it is the long-term investor that in practice will be very different from the others and probably criticized at some point, because it's in the essence of his behavior that he'll be eccentric, rash, and unconventional in the eyes of the average opinion. That means that if you want to obtain better results in the stock market, you have to be able to stand in your own, and you'll be different than the typical crowd of investors. And that's sometimes hard to, it's fun when you look at that picture, but it's sometimes a little hard because you have to be different and have sometimes a very contrarian opinion than the average view on either a stock or the stock market in general.